Get ready to step back into the funky 1970s and discover the often overlooked Japanese gem, the Nissan Silvia S10. This little coupe, known as the Datsun 200 SX in some markets, has a fascinating story to tell. Unlike its predecessor, the stunning hand-built Silvia CSP 311, the S10 represented a shift into mass production. It embraced quirky design cues that shouted the 70s. Under the hood, the tale takes a twist. Plans for a rotary engine were scrapped right before release due to the global oil crisis. Instead, Nissan opted for the reliable 1.8-liter L18 inline-4 engine, a power plant also found in the Datsun 610 Bluebird. This 1.8-liter was more about reliable commuting than burning rubber. Power varied depending on where you bought your Silvia. In Japan, it initially kicked out a respectable 105 horsepower, but in the emissions-conscious US market, power figures were considerably lower. Despite its peculiarities, the S10 is a rare find, a unicorn in the world of Japanese classic cars. Its oddball styling and limited production numbers mean that seeing one is a treat. It's a testament to 70s design and the challenges Nissan faced in a turbulent automotive era. Its journey began in the late 1970s, amidst a shift in Nissan's design language towards sharper, more angular lines. The Silvia was originally envisioned as a showcase for their newly developed rotary engine, a cutting-edge technology at the time. Sadly, this ambition suffered a major setback. The rotary engine proved troublesome and unreliable, delaying the S110's production and forcing Nissan to rethink their strategy. It eventually came with the conventional piston engines from the new Z series range. The base models used the Z18, a 1.8-liter engine, or a slightly larger Z20, a 2-liter version. For a bit more power, there was the Z18E with electronic fuel injection. The most exciting option was the Z18ET, a turbocharged version of the 1.8-liter, delivering 135 horsepower. A small number of S110s even received the FJ20E engine, a 2-liter unit from the Skyline series, offering even more spirited performance. The S110 enjoyed a relatively long production run from 79 to 83, primarily marketed in Japan along with select export regions. It wasn't a runaway commercial success, its edgy styling and early production issues earning it mixed reactions. Moreover, it's worth noting that it saw limited success in motorsport, particularly in rally competitions, further hinting at the model's hidden potential. As is often the case with cars that were not smash hits during their heyday, the S110 found a cult following in later years. The S12, born in 1983, was a pivotal moment in the Silvia lineage, a car that embodied a shift in styling and a wider global perspective. In Australia, it was badged as a Gazelle and was available in both hatchback and coupe variants. In Japan, it came with a 1.8-liter inline-4 engine, with power ranging from 100 to 130 horsepower. The performance gem was the FJ20 series with a 2-liter unit. This engine delivered around 150 horsepower naturally aspirated, or a thrilling 190 when boosted by a turbocharger. Across the Pacific in North America, it came with a 2-liter engine with about 100 horsepower. A rarer option was a 1.8-liter turbocharged unit, delivering a more respectable 120 horsepower. The Silvia's features reflected the tastes of the time. Options included digital instrumentation, power windows and door locks, and even air conditioning. While it was undoubtedly a success in the Japanese market, its sales figures in export markets were more subdued. In North America, it continued to be the Nissan 200 SX and was often seen as an alternative to the Toyota Celica. Despite its excellent handling and engaging driving experience, it faced fierce competition and failed to ignite mass-market enthusiasm. The S13 is like a hidden gem in the automotive world, a car with a captivating story. Unveiled in 1988, with a sleek modern design, it shed the boxy lines of its predecessors. While the Silvia name stayed exclusive to Japan, the Nissan 180SX, a close relative to the Silvia with pop-up headlights, became the 240SX in the US market. It came with a variety of engines throughout its lifespan. Early models in Japan came equipped with a CA18 engine, a 1.8-liter inline-4, producing around 130 horsepower and about 120 pound-feet of torque. Later in its production run, Nissan introduced the SR20 engine, a 2-liter unit which delivered around 145 horsepower and about 130 pound-feet of torque. It had a turbocharged version that generated 205 horsepower. American buyers got a less powerful option. The initial engine was a naturally aspirated 2.4-liter unit, borrowed from Nissan pickup trucks, and produced 140 horsepower and 152 pound-feet of torque, later increasing it to 155. These engines were seen as underpowered by many car reviewers at the time. The S13 story is one of understated elegance, performance, and a passionate community. It may not have been the best-selling car of its time, but its enduring popularity speaks volumes about its special place in automotive history. Introduced in 1993, the Silvia S14 was sculpted with a softer, more rounded silhouette. It remained a rear-wheel drive sports coupe built on Nissan's proven S platform. In Japan, it came with a turbocharged 2-liter engine delivering 217 horsepower and 203 pound-feet of torque. The North American market received the KA24DE engine. This naturally aspirated 2.4-liter engine put out around 155 horsepower and 160 pound-feet of torque. On the road, the S14's handling and composure revealed its evolution beyond the raw feel of its predecessors. While not razor-sharp, it remained playful yet composed, making it accessible to a wide range of drivers. This balanced personality is precisely why it became a legend of the drifting scene. With a surplus of aftermarket parts and inherent balance, the chassis was a canvas for tuners to transform into tire-shredding drift machines. There was also a special edition called the Nismo 270R, producing astonishing 270 horsepower, and only about 30 were made. Its worldwide sales still failed to live up to Nissan's expectations, and production ceased in 1998 in Japan. In the realm of Japanese automotive legends, the Silvia S15 stands as a testament to the dying embers of an era. It carried the performance torch, but with a greater degree of refinement. The heart of this beast was a turbocharged 2-liter engine, renowned for its tunability and responsiveness. In the Spec R trim, it produced 247 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of torque, propelling it from 0 to 60 in a blistering 5.4 seconds. Paired with a 6-speed manual transmission and a rear limited slip differential, the S15 put its power down with precision and had a thirst for sideways action. Its chassis was a masterclass in balance and agility, and its suspension boasted a multi-link rear setup, providing exceptional grip and feedback through corners. Nissan also focused on weight reduction, making it notably lighter than its predecessor. Sadly, it faced headwinds from the start, as the Japanese market was shifting away from pure sports cars, and stricter regulations loomed on the horizon. Consequently, sales figures were modest. Beyond the factory specifications, it became an icon within the tuner community. Its engine proved remarkably receptive to modifications, making it easy to extract substantial power gains. These became regulars at drift events, their unmistakable silhouettes forever associated with the adrenaline-fueled world of Japanese motorsport. Today, enthusiasts crave well-preserved examples, recognizing it as a symbol of a bygone era where driving purity took precedence.